gonna work.
Millionaires going to the moon like Dogecoin. Prices going up, up, oh boy. Rising like crypto. Low-key was a hit though. Bernie in his bit so lit, that's a gift though. Supply chain don't work, that's a bad cost. Wall Street bets, diamond hands is mad talk. NFT fresh minted, that's ad hoc. Grandpa took a selfie with a chipmunk, huh? Yeah, the oddity is a commodity. And we still under money when I'm up the beat. Everything is strange, you should flip a page. Up and down like a roller coaster. Coaster, coaster, up and down like a roller coaster. Coaster, coaster.
This is truly the strangest timeline.
Donda, Squid Game goes Wanda. Everybody out here trying to build karma. Ask me anything and I will tell ya. Or maybe bad luck Brian could help ya. Are you team Moderna or Pfizer? Be your own boss, chase all your desires. Hang out with friends, that's required. Meet up, buy around, not just cyber. Yeah, the oddity is a commodity. And we still under money when I'm up the beat. Everything is strange, we should flip a page. Is it gonna get any weirder? Weirder, weirder. Is it gonna get any weirder? Weirder, weirder. Is it gonna get any weirder? We're all hugging each other. Yeah, we're all loving each other. It's a new beginning.
I love you.
Well, when it goes away, and we're there for one another.
Marry me?
What? Oh my god! This is so cool! Look!
Lawyer stuck as a kitty on Zoom. Gorilla Fun hit 265K. Boom! Hundreds of Joshes fighting with noodles, and people re-emerge from their rooms. What? Second year of this. Are you serious? We just did that. Am I delirious? Got through it once, we can do it again. Cause now we have all our internet friends.
It worked. So for those of you who are Redditors already, thank you for being here when things got weird out there. And for those of you who are new to Reddit, welcome. I don't think I could have described Reddit better than that video, but I'm going to try and do that throughout this presentation. But first of all, I'm going to try and introduce myself. So I'm Ashleigh Rankin. I am the head of our growth partnerships team at Reddit for the UK and Ireland, and I'm based in London. And I'm originally from Northern Ireland, in case you couldn't tell by the accent. And all of that information is things that you can find out about me from any other social platform. But with Reddit, what you don't know about me is that I'm obsessed with Westlife. I am obsessed with cooking. I recently got into gardening, and I think that's what's really exciting about Reddit. If you targeted me based on just my demographics, you wouldn't know what's really important to me. You wouldn't be getting to my passion points. But with Reddit, you kind of cut out the bullshit assumption making about me based on the fact that I'm an X-age female, and you just get to what really is important to me. And that's what Reddit's about. It's about passionate communities that you can't find elsewhere. And we have a community for every single passion. So whether it is gardening or financial advice or cooking or cats standing up, there is a community for everything. We have over 100,000 active communities, and we have 390 million ads addressable users. So it's at scale. And we're continuing to grow. It's even the fact that I'm here and we're growing offices all across the world shows how much that we're invested in growing. We've had 28% growth in monthly visits year over year, which is super exciting. And just to touch on our UK audience a little bit, we do skew on the younger side. We're about 44% female, 56% male. And one of the reasons I'm here today is that we are 75% mobile. So there's a huge opportunity for everyone in the room. Our median household income is about 45K, which I think is about 37% higher than the UK average. So that means that we have valuable users on the platform. And this is one of my favorite slides. I think it's really exciting. We have a leaned-in audience on Reddit that you can't find elsewhere. So the way to read this is that 26% of Redditors you can't find on Facebook, right up to the top where 79% of Redditors you can't find on Twitch. So if you're a buyer who is looking to expand their buys, then it makes sense to come to Reddit because we have incremental reach and incremental audiences that you can't find elsewhere. And the number one reason that people come to Reddit is to be informed. So where you go to other platforms to connect with your friends, to plan a party, to brag about your holidays, you actually come to Reddit to be involved in conversations and informed by communities that you trust. And people look to Reddit communities for trusted product and brand recommendations. I really love this slide because the last time I showed it, we were number 3, and now we're number 1, which is awesome. And that's the percentage of users who trust each platform to learn about new products and brands. So we're number 1 there. And I think the reason for that is that Reddit doesn't have influencers. When you come to Reddit to discuss a product or brand, you're coming authentically with your genuine feelings on it. And I think that is why people trust Reddit for these product and brand recommendations. And that actually ends up driving action and advocacy for your brands. So in 2020, I'm going to talk about a slightly different thing than I usually talk about. So I'm going to talk about a little bit of research that we've done in terms of Reddit and their influence in the path to purchase and the purchase journey. So if you read this slide, basically Reddit is quite similar to other social platforms when it comes to the inspiration and exploration phase. We partnered with Verto Analytics across multiple user journeys, and what we found is that actually when it comes to the consideration phase, this is where Reddit comes into its own. People come to Reddit to research and discuss with their trusted communities different products and brands, and they do 4 times more research sessions than any other platform. But because of that, because they've spent so much longer researching and feeling confident with their decision, they actually make their purchase decision about 9 times faster than other platforms. And it's actually more valuable. So they end up actually spending 15% more on their eventual product, and they become a brand advocate. So this was some really interesting research that we did in 2020. So that was what we did in 2020, but over the last couple of years, what we found out was that we know Reddit users spend more time researching. We know that they're more valuable. We know that they make quicker purchase decisions and they spend more money. And that's the influence of Reddit on users. But what does that mean for Reddit ads? How do Reddit ads compare to our competitors? What's the value of a Reddit ad in the purchase journey, and how are they different than our peers? And we did a bunch of research. We partnered with Lyft, we partnered with Pulsar, and we looked at thousands of our own internal campaign data. And this is what we found. The first thing that we discovered was that users have a different mindset when they're coming to Reddit. They're 22% more likely to be intentionally seeking versus like passively scrolling on other platforms. So whenever they see an ad, it's 47% more relevant to what they're actually spending time looking at. And when they see that ad, they feel empowered to follow up with the community and get trusted information about the product and brand. And that's something that you can't find elsewhere. So that actually earns about 50% more trust, respect, and love for the brand. And that impacts the purchase journey because Redditors then spend a little bit more time researching, they spend a little bit more money, and they spend more time actually purchasing. So that was some really interesting research that we found on the actual path to purchase. And now that we know that our ads are unique compared to other social platforms, we want to look at how we're measuring the performance of those ads. So rather than just look at post-click, we looked at what happened after a Reddit user saw an ad. So we dug deep into what they were doing after they saw an ad on the site. And what we found was really interesting. Compared to users that didn't see ads, users that did see an ad on Reddit completed 25% more down funnel activities within 30 days of seeing the ad than any other social platform. But when it comes to the actual click, 96% of users who completed down funnel activities didn't even click on the ad. So I think this just shows how unique the actual user journey is when they come to Reddit. They come to find out information, they come to research, and then they do that outside of clicking on the ad, but that really played a part in the user journey and the path to purchase. In our study, we looked at the CTR across about 110 different campaigns, and it was about 0.6%, which it's fine. But what was really interesting was that if you look at activities outside of the click, the unique user engagement was over 12%. So I think what I want to say with this slide is that if you just measured Reddit performance on last click alone, you would have no idea of what the actual true value of Reddit is. And this is kind of what that looks like in a very scary, aggressive-looking graph. I will TLDR this for you. Basically, if we only looked at post-click and didn't look at post-view, we would miss out on 61% of total conversions on day 1 and 85% of total conversions on day 28. I know this is crazy, a platform that comes and asks you to give them longer attribution windows and view through credit. But with Reddit, I think if you actually spend time on the platform and you understand how the user engages, it actually makes sense. And the last part of our research was that compared to other platforms, Reddit ads drive trust within brands compared to other social platforms. So Reddit ad viewers agree that they're 46% more likely to trust the brand if it advertises on Reddit, and 27% more likely to purchase the product if it advertises on Reddit. And I think that just underscores kind of everything that we've been trying to say for the last couple of years and everything that we've known about our platform but didn't have research to back it up. So just to kind of put all that in a nice condensed takeaway, the key things to remember from this is that people's mindset is different coming to Reddit. They're looking to engage with content. They are actively researching. They're spending time. They're not just passively scrolling. Reddit ads do have a unique value because they are relevant to what people are looking for. And it makes sense to actually be there whenever your users are there. So these characteristics drive trust, respect, and love for the brand. And people who view Reddit brands are higher value customers. They spend more time researching, which means that they do spend more time actually learning about the brand. They spend more money, and they become brand advocates. And then also it's really important to measure Reddit appropriately. I've worked with many advertisers over the last 4 years of being at Reddit, and those who have savvy ways of measuring, those who use vanity codes, those who have coupon codes, those who have multi-touch attribution partners and all of those kind of things, they really are able to lean into the value of Reddit and understand why it's such an important part of the mix. And if all of that sounds interesting to you, there's multiple ways that you can run ads on Reddit. So first of all, you can reach your passionate communities with high-impact offerings like takeovers and promoted videos. If you already have a leaned-in audience on Reddit, you can capture them with an AMA, with an engagement prompt, get them really involved. And if you want to do a straight-up campaign where you can drive communities into customers, then you can run an app install campaign with a call to action. And we are integrated with all of the measurement partners, and that is all possible. My team are also dotted all around the place, so if you want to learn more about Reddit, if you want to learn more about our value of the view research, please feel free to come and find us and reach out to us. We are hosting the Tea at 3, so you can find us there as well. But thank you for having me, and apologies for the terrible voice. First in real life conference in a long time, and I lost my voice the day before. Thank you very much.